Did you know that you can turn your regular mobile phone to a barcode scanner, your regular Android or iPhone into a barcode scanner? Yeah, I know you know, right? Because it's a common thing to use your phone and scan barcodes for site registrations or to visit sites. But your phone can actually do more than that. You can literally convert it into a work tool, and that is what this video is about. It's most likely that first thing that comes to your mind when you hear barcode scanner or barcode scanning is grocery stores, where you buy your items, it gets scanned, you pay, and you move on. Yes, and that's what this video is all about. Meanwhile, that is just a single use case out of the many uses of barcode scanners. Barcode scanners are practically used everywhere, in everything, especially in instances where quick data retrieval is a priority. If you do not have a Powerapps account, I recommend you watch my previous video on becoming a software developer overnight, where you would see the process of logging in, of creating a Microsoft free account. In most cases, barcode itself does not carry the detail about the product. It only carries the ID of that product. However, with the programming techniques, you would be able to use that key, that record ID, that ID to trace the item itself. So I have created a form here. That is the login page. It is not so important for this discussion, but always make it a practice to follow conventions of good programming. You will not develop an application that anyone just grabs and starts using without authentication. However, this page is not being authenticated for the purpose of this discussion. I've created my login page and I have done welcome to you, my user, and this is how to call that. This is how you call the full name of the user that is currently logged in. If the user is currently using your application, his login detail is automatically fetched, however, without the password. But his details, the other details, as you will see right here, the email, the full name, the enter object ID, and the image. Let's create a form. You could decide to use form, where Powerapps is going to create the form for you. It's going to create the front end for you, connect it to database, but I do not really use it. It's quite fast, quite simple, quite straightforward. You just connect to if you checked my previous video, you will find example there where we made use of forms. But in practical life, I do not like using forms because of certain limitations, which we may discuss later. So let's create a blank form, and now I have created a database for this purpose, and we've got 4 fields: product ID, product name, this, and this is not important. That's created by Powerapps itself. So let's quickly drop our objects. We're going to be needing the product ID, let's get a scanner, barcode scanner. In case you do not find your scanner here, it's possible it's not been added, because Powerapps is always evolving. There are updates every now and then, new controls being introduced, and some other controls being faded out. So if you don't find it right there, you could come to settings and updates, then you can look for scanner here. It could be retired. I'm using the legacy one. Now you have your control there. Let's make our color a bit uniform. That's it. So let's name our control accordingly. TXT product ID, TXT product name, DT manufacture date, DT expiry date, TXT price. And so we want to give opportunity for users to key in the product ID if they so choose. Otherwise, we could set this product ID text box to read only, but we are not going to be doing that. Let's give the freedom to choose to use the barcode scanner or not. Now let's look a bit into the properties of this barcode scanner. On the right here, let's call scan item. The display mode is edit, leave it. Essentially everything on this right hand side of the property side of the control, just leave them as default. However, you may want to make some changes. So you have different kind of barcodes that this control could read, and you will see QR code there and the conventional barcode, the normal lines, the lines that is so common right here, and just leave it at auto so that it's able to detect whichever one you're scanning. Now we've got our fields ready, so let's write code to save. So I'll be using patch function to patch, then the name of my table, so code stores, that is the name of my sheet, Excel sheet, that's the name of my table. If you are using SQL Server or other structured database management system like SQL, then defaults and the name of the table. So the default value of this guy is going to be the value that is being scanned. So this is the scanner ID. We could leave that as that. Then the product ID default is going to be the scanner ID dot value. Note that you won't be able to really test this application. You won't be able to use the scanner control on your PC. So you have to deploy this application and open it on your smart device. Then that's when you can use this scanner. We're going to be demonstrating it here, and you will see the error that will pop up when you try to scan. Right, okay, product ID is going to be TXT product ID, right? X, of course. Submit. This is on select. Turn on select. Good thing about Powerapps is that it's not going to leave you alone for too long before calling you back to your errors. And let's return our comma there. Great. And let's notify product saved successfully. Notification type success. Display that for 3 seconds. Perhaps it's case sensitive. Notify. No. Notify. Please know that you're not going to create an application in this manner without testing the validity of the values that are being submitted by the customer, or by the user. It is essential that you test the inputs. You receive numbers where numeric values are expected. You receive values where values are compulsory. So all those validations must be implemented. Must be implemented. But for the purpose of this discussion, we won't be checking all that. Even the patch, actually, you don't just save to databases. First, you validate the entries. Then, at the point of writing to the database itself, after writing, you want to test, you want to check if the record is actually committed in database. But we are not going into that. So let's save our app and publish. Or login. So what's our page name? SCR product reg. It's fine. So from login, say navigate. Here, let's run. The barcode scanner is not supported in the web browser. Try using Powerapps for mobile on Android, iOS, or Windows. So let's deploy. The publish button is right here. Just click on it and publish this version. You wait for it. Unfortunately, Powerapps does not really tell you when it's done, but when you are loading your application, you will see the sign. It's going to, if you try to refresh the application, it's going to tell you that deployment is in progress, or to tell you that the new version of the application has been released, that you should press on the button to update your own version of the application. But usually it doesn't take more than 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the size of the application. It doesn't really take time to be fully uploaded. So let's wait for that. So let's launch our application, Powerapps Scanner. New version of your app is available. Tap to update now. Bam. So we got our app installed on the phone. Log in. Let's start scanning. Right, I've got a pizza. You see the ID right there. It's captured it. Whatever your currency is. Submit. Product saved successfully. Then let's scan another item. Scan item. Nice. That's that. Bam. Oh no. Normally, after saving your item, after saving a form, you should normally clear that form to get ready for another set of data, but we didn't do that here. It's a bad practice. Don't do this on your own. So let me try scanning this again. Something might be wrong. Scan item. Right. That's the ID. Let's say price is 30. Submit. Then okay, I think I've got some bagel here. Scan item. Bam. Bagels. Say 7. Submit. And let's go for the last item. Let's scan and let's check here. Right. Oh, okay. So this is not the product ID. This is actually just the website of the company. So let's scan the actual. Right. So you could see that our application could actually scan different kind of barcodes. I mean, different kind of barcodes. You could scan the conventional barcodes with lines and as well the QR code. That's what you saw there, but the encoded ID is just the website. The encoded information is just the website of the manufacturer. So you see that we've been able to scan. So if you got your phone programmed, you could actually easily program barcode scanner with your phone or with any phone whatsoever. And the good thing about Powerapps is cross-platform. It works on iOS, Windows easily. You don't have to worry about creating different versions of application, Android version, iOS version, and what have you. So let's continue. We've not got sign out button. We'll put that in a bit.